Yes, welcome back, everybody, to the Train Effective podcast. My name is Hashir, and I haven't seen you all, heard you all in exactly 7 days, which is, I guess, okay. We try to do these once a week and just give you as much value as we can to help aid you on your football journey. So last week we did a mini podcast with just myself, and it was about 15 minutes or so long. It went pretty well, and you guys received it really well. So we're just going to run it back and do it again. And last week we spoke about confidence, 3 quick fixes to your confidence, which was amazing. And y'all loved it. Appreciate you all. And hopefully you can apply something from that. If you haven't checked that out, see it in the recent Spotify podcasts, see it on the recent YouTube videos. Today is a very fundamental video, quite literally fundamental video about something that is maybe not spoken about enough amongst the football soccer community at all, especially those of us trying to improve. And that is the topic is today fundamentals. Fundamentals and the power of fundamentals. Um, I think fundamentals are something that are, well known in every area of life. If you're an accountant, there are certain fundamentals. If you're a soccer player, if you're a football player, there are fundamentals. If you're a basketball player, there are certain fundamentals. And something that you'll notice if you pay close attention, is across the board in any career or job or sport, even in our case, any sport, there are certain fundamentals. And the best players are well equipped with those fundamentals. They're very good at those fundamentals. Now, what are fundamentals? Yeah, for footy, for soccer, what are some fundamentals? You could say dribbling, passing, receiving, shooting, defending, right? These are simple things. These are things that we're always training and trying to improve and be really good at. And the importance of that is way bigger than what you might think. Because if you watch any 90-minute match, if you watch any Premier League game, if you watch a Champions League game, anything, you'll notice that most of the game is just a large combination of that. Passing, receiving, dribbling, shooting, and so on and so on. However, on social media, we see the 0.1 or 1% of the match, which might be skill moves or crazy, like amazing stuff happening on the pitch. Now, that's great and all, and that happens, and that's definitely important. However, what we don't realize, I think, oftentimes is a lot of the top players, every top player, essentially, that you see on TV and that, they all have, to a certain degree, mastered the fundamentals. First touch, passing, shooting, dribbling. For goalkeepers, it might be distribution or like diving, like all these things. To a certain degree, they're all there. And what I want to nail home today and really talk about is how certain coaches in all sports, many sports, including footy, all preach about fundamentals. Yeah, if you actually look into it, I know for those American listeners or people in general who might know, a famous basketball coach in America, I think he won over 10 titles, 10 national championships. His name was John Wooden. He was so big on fundamentals, guys. He was so big on fundamentals. He drilled fundamentals so hard. He drilled free throws, like it's an infamous story where like a kid can make like 100 like half court shots or something. But John Wooden would always tell them, like, that's really nice. Like, go shoot. I want 200 free throws. I want that daily. I want that every day. Fundamentals, nailing home those things that really matter in games. Yeah. And of course, his teams, they did extremely well. National championships here in America for basketball, for college basketball, and even in the NBA, they're really difficult to achieve. So he really drilled those home. Another coach in America, which isn't not soccer, but this is American football, Vince Lombardi. He was an NFL coach for the Green Bay Packers, and I had the privilege to go to Green Bay in November. I went with my brother to watch a game, and Vince Lombardi is everywhere. It's a small town, Green Bay. It's a very small town, America, and Vince Lombardi's name is everywhere. Like, you got streets named after him. You have literal hotel rooms that are like not in use because they were his office back in the day. Stuff like that. Always preach fundamentals. Always preached fundamentals. So in soccer sense, Vince Lombardi would preach passing, dribbling, shooting, like your first touch, fitness, these things. Always preach those. And this is largely what we try to preach to you guys as well. And that's why our exercise and workouts on the Train Effective app, if you've heard Train Effective app, our Train Effective app, definitely download it if you haven't. It's largely what we preach on there. Exactly. Too sharp. Basics are key. Well done. Um, these dribbling exercises, dribbling workouts, where you're doing something like dribble and turn, where you're dribbling to the cone, doing a turn, coming back, and going to the next cone, back, forth, back, forth. These are all actions that you will do in games. Yeah. Think about the number of times where you're in a match and you've received the ball and there's some space in front of you. Yeah. You start dribbling, 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 dribbling. Then you see it's like 3v1, you being the one, and then you have to cut back. That's dribble and turn. Literally, that's dribble and turn, yeah? Doing that over and over and over and over again is so important because once you're used to doing that at match speed in your own individual training, in matches, you'll be able to mimic that. It's the same thing with, like I said, the free throws with John Wooden in basketball. Hundreds of free throws on your own time when it comes, match day comes, game day comes in the basketball game. Free throws will be easy. When the crowd is yelling at you and distracting you, free throws will be easy. Another really good example, passing and receiving. And I'm going to give you guys a little nugget here, an old nugget. So we all know Nick, yeah? Nick Humphreys. And one post of his, he has this blog post. There's an old blog post from like 2011 or 2012 where he was at some like team training or football camp, and there was a coach from Aston Villa, yeah, Premier League team now, and he said that the two main this coach said, and might not be the only things, but he said the two main things you need to be able to do to play professional football are pass the ball and receive the ball. And I really thought about that because imagine if you can master your first touch from any angle, whether the balls come out of the air, on the ground, however, yeah? Imagine what you can do if you have just an amazing first touch, no matter how the ball is coming to you. You can take players out of the game so easily. You can create options for yourself so easily. And that's a fundamental. First touch, receiving the ball, that is a fundamental. And that's a fundamental that has to be worked on daily, right? Passing, same thing. One-touch passes, just one-touch passes against the wall or with a teammate, whoever it is, over and over and over and over again. Not just bouncy one-touch passes. I'm talking on the ground one-touch passes, guys and girls. One touch on the ground. Can you do that consistently, hundreds of times, thousands of times? Same goes for maybe two-touch passes with both feet. That's a big one, with both feet. All sessions do wonders. This is true. And everybody, for the Spotify listeners, we stream these live on YouTube, so sometimes I have live comments I just like to put in. And that's what I'm doing. So fundamentals are key, right? And one thing that you all will realize if you go to a Train Effective camp is our coaches that we do have Train Effective camps, they're well aware of the importance of fundamentals, right? They're well aware that can this player pass the ball? Can you put the right weight on the ball? Yeah. They don't just want you to be able to pass from point A to point B, 10 yards that way. They don't just want that. Can you put the right weight on the ball? Yeah, it's called details. This is what when I talk to players about details, this is what I mean. The weight of pass. I remember before I went to England with Train Effective, before I ever went to England, I would train here, and my main thing was I should be able to pass the ball. I should be able to pass the ball straight, and that'll be good. But it's not good enough. You need to be able to pass the ball bang into the other player. So stuff like that is very important, and these coaches realize and they see that and they're well aware of that, and they take note of that as well. I want that to be a big point. It's great to be able to like shoot like in the top bins all the time, but Maybe if it's a tall goalkeeper, you're shooting low. It's stuff like this that coaches do look at. And give me 1 second, guys. Perfect. Yes, so fundamentals. Another coach I want to preach about really quick. And American people, you will know who this is. You will know who this is, and stick with me, yeah? His name is Bill Belichick. And for those of you who know Tom Brady, this was Tom Brady's coach for about something like 19 years, I believe, 18 years, I believe. And they won something like 6 Super Bowls together, which is the championship game for NFL teams, American football teams. And Bill Belichick always said, and still does to this day, he had this 3-word phrase: do your job. Do your job. He would always preach to his players, everybody. He would say, do your job. And yeah, clearly that was like the motto for the New England Patriots. And of course, it must have done pretty well because New England has won so many Super Bowls. They're just an illustrious franchise. And again, a big focus on the fundamentals in New England. Tom Brady, same thing. His mindset, elite. Fundamentals, but one famous Tom Brady quote is he said, I'm just trying to get a little bit better each day. Just get a little bit better each day. And what you guys can take from that is you don't need to build Rome in a day, in essence. You don't need to learn you don't need to have a perfect first touch after one day of training. It's going to take days and time and consistency to achieve that level of like high fundamental, like being like really adept fundamentally. It takes time, and that's okay because I believe in you guys and you're capable of so much. Yeah. I speak to a lot of players if you sign up for Train Effective Pro, trial member, I create training plans for people who tell me their weaknesses. I point them in the direction of what workouts will suit them best. And there has to be some patience there. You have to do these workouts maybe more than once, do them a couple of times, train 2 weeks straight consistently, and you'll see progress. We're capable of so much, everybody. Yeah, you're capable of so much. You listening, I know you go through life. I know you have ups and downs. I know your girlfriend might not call you back sometimes. I know your parents might not support your journey. I know that school might make you mad or annoy you, like, why am I studying this, and that. Sometimes you have to reflect. You have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and understand that you are in control. You're capable of much more than you actually think because we're humans and humans are just crazy. And it's all about execution. It's all about execution. So if there's anything to take away from this mini pod, it's focus on the fundamentals, yeah? Can you passing, receiving, shooting, dribbling, and I guess you can say defending as well, and fitness. Those. Can you focus on those? Can you focus on those? For goalkeepers, you have a slightly different set, but I mean, I guess as the game is evolving, dribbling, passing, and receiving is really important for you as well, but diving, reactions, all those things are really important. But if you can focus on those fundamentals, guys, I promise you, focus on the fundamentals. You will see such a big improvement in your game because 90% of the game, so much of the game that you play at the weekend or in team training, it is the fundamentals. It is those little things that you see that you're like, oh, it's just a pass. Oh, it's just a first touch. It's those things over and over and over, mastered, done very well, done at an elite level. It is those things done continuously that make the difference. And if you're at a Train Effective camp, if you're at a trial, if you're, I don't know, if you're at team training or if you're in a match or if you know scouts are coming at your college ID showcase, all these things, those fundamentals matter. They matter a lot. They're gonna look at how you pass and how you receive all those things. Just train those. Yeah? Train those. Get on the Train Effective app. It's free for everyone to use. Lots of the workouts, boatloads of workouts and exercises are free. Use those. Train the fundamentals and you'll see progress. Now then, with that being said, make sure to follow us, Train Effective, on TikTok. It's in the Spotify link below, as well as the YouTube link below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and hit me in my DMs, guys. If you have any questions, any training questions, or big one, you just need someone to speak to because you're not feeling that great, just send me a message and I will get back to you. With that being said, I appreciate you all for listening. Another solid mini pod done with the Train Effective fam. I'm so super proud of you guys, man. Listen, I see the progress you all make. I'm on the Train Effective app. I'm on the leaderboard. I see the leaderboards and I see the feed. I see you guys completing workouts. I see you all just absolutely smashing it, getting closer to your footy goals and your life goals. So proud, bro. Like all y'all, like I can't even say it enough. I'm so excited. And we'll see you on the next podcast. Until then, stay effective.